We want to see Syria become a country that's very successful, and I think this leader can do it. I really do. I think this leader can do it. And people said he's had a rough past. We've all had rough pasts, but he has had a rough past, and I think, frankly, if you didn't have a rough past, you wouldn't have a chance.
US President Donald Trump and Syrian President Ahmed al-Shara have met at the White House in a historic meeting. It comes after al-Shara was removed from the US government's international terrorist watch list with a $10 million bounty on his head. The meeting marked the first time a Syrian leader has visited the White House, as the nation dedicated itself to an international coalition to combat the Islamic State group ISIS.
أن يحيوا بشريعة الإسلام أو أن يحيوا بشريعة الكفار، فلذلك أيها الأخوة كل منا يعرف مسؤوليته ويلتزم بها.
ودخلنا بيننا وبينه في صراع. القوات الأمنية المتواجدة في المحرر قامت بالإمساك بالعديد منهم ووضعهم في السجون، ممن كان يسعى للتخريب في الثورة السورية.
The former leader of al-Qaeda affiliate Hayat Tahrir al-Sham has disavowed Islamic extremism in Syria after rising to lead his war-torn country.
People who fear Islamic governance either have seen incorrect implementations of it or do not understand it properly. We are talking about something that aligns with the traditions and nature of the region. The most important thing is to build institutions. We are not talking about rule by individuals or personal whims. It's about institutional governance. Syria deserves a governing system that is institutional, not one where a single ruler makes arbitrary decisions.
In 2024, al-Shara led his rebel militia to force longtime dictator Bashir al-Assad out of office and into exile in Russia.
هذه المعركة يا أخواني التي أقيمت بفضل الله عز وجل هو إنتاج ثوري بحت. ما استعنا بأحد ولا دعمنا أحد، بل اعتمدنا على أنفسنا، كله من مالنا. كل هذا الإنجاز من جهدنا ومن صناعتنا. في غضون 11 يوم بفضل الله عز وجل تتحرر سوريا من شمالها إلى جنوبها ومن شرقها إلى غربها. الحمد لله. هذا مدد من الله عز وجل. الحمد لله رأينا بأم عيوننا كيف أن عذابات 13 عاما تتعافى من خلال هذا النصر العظيم.
Since then, al-Shara has sought to rebuild international relations and the Syrian economy after being crippled for decades under sanctions imposed by the US and other nations against the Assad regime.
الرئيس ترامب قام بخطوة كبيرة جدا تجاه سوريا.
President Trump took a big step towards Syria by lifting the sanctions with a quick, courageous, and historic decision. He recognized that Syria should be safe, stable, and unified. This is in the greatest interest for all countries of the world, not just Syria. We need to discuss a great many issues and mutual interests between Syria and the USA. We must restore relations in a good and direct way.
Mr. Trump, who had met with al-Shara previously in May 2025 in Saudi Arabia and at the UN General Assembly in September 2025, praised the Syrian leader, calling him tough and attractive.
He's a very strong leader. He comes from a very tough place, and he's a tough guy. I liked him. I get along with him. The new president of Syria. And we'll do everything we can to make Syria successful, because that's part of the Middle East. We have peace now in the Middle East, first time that anyone can remember that ever happening.